Hello fellow stackers, 365 here, welcome back to my channel. So I did actually say in my last video that was going to be my last upload this side of Christmas, and I've had to go against that because I've just had a card arrive through the door from Mitchy Stacker. So I'm assuming it's a Christmas card because it feels like a card, so I don't really want to wait till the new year to open this because that's not very fair when someone sent me something all the way from the US. So first of all, massive thank you Mitchy Stacker, and everyone in the comment section feel free to also thank Mitchy Stacker because if it wasn't for him I wouldn't be doing today's video. So let's get straight into it. Now we've actually put a few things together to showcase in today's video because I thought if we're filming we'll make a proper video out of it. So first of all, let's start by doing Mitchy Stacker's card that he has sent me. Like I said, very, very kind of you to send me something all the way across the pond. I really, really appreciate it. Look at this. It is a Christmas card. Very, very nice indeed. Is that a sticker? It looks like he's made this himself. It's like a sticker on the front, which is really cool. Now it opens this way round. Wow, look at that. Loads of effort's gone into this. So we've got Mitchy Stacker's new stickers. Merry Christmas 2024 with a Santa on there. Really, really nice touch. We've got his other sticker here as well. And it says 365 sending you and your family greetings of the season, Mitchy Stacker. So really, really cool card. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm guessing you've completely made this card yourself, which is an even more personal touch. So very, very kind of you for sending that across, and I really appreciate it. So we'll put that in the backdrop of today's video. And let's go through another couple of things that I've picked up. Now I've actually started picking up a few more Pokemon cards again. I wanted to kind of put to bed my investment side of Pokemon cards, stacking if you like. Investing, stacking, collecting, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to put it to bed, and there was a couple of cards that I had my eye on for quite some time, and I decided I'm going to pick them up now. I can add them to my collection, and then that will really be my Pokemon card collection fully complete. I don't know if I've actually shown this in a video yet or not. I can't remember. I might have just shown it to my 365 Club members, but I actually recently picked up the full collection of the 151 Pokemon series, the Scarlet and Violet. And this album here has absolutely every single one in from that collection. A really, really nice collection. You've got the main characters on there. And the reason I went for this collection was because someone in the community, I'm not going to say who it is because they haven't yet publicly announced that they're collecting Pokemon cards. So I don't want to spoil their surprise if they're planning to do a video or release pictures and things in the future. But they told me that this collection features a lot of the old characters. So a lot of nostalgia with this collection. And I actually picked up two full collections of these. One has already gone into storage. And this one is one that my children can play around with and appreciate, and also that I can appreciate as well. So really, really cool. The artwork on these are incredible. What a great collection. So yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if I've showcased that on the actual main channel yet, but that is something I picked up a couple of weeks ago. And this is kind of finalising my collection. I've got enough in my collection that I'm happy with, and I've also picked up a lot of the ones that I wanted to pick up now. So this will officially be the end of my Pokemon collecting investing journey. And let's show you what we've got here. So this one is a Gem Mint 10 PSA. It is Mew, and again it's a fairly new one. It's from the 2023 collection, so it's a fairly new card. But nevertheless, it's a very, very nice looking card. It's a hyper rare one. I don't know exactly how many of these are produced, but I really, really like the artwork. And I've said to people before, people that have reached out and said that they like the idea of buying Pokemon cards as a long-term investment, I've said to them that the best thing, in my opinion, is to pick up cards that you really like and really enjoy the artwork. because then if they don't go up in value or they actually lose value, you still had the fun of collecting them. And also, if you're buying cards that you like the look of, it's a lot easier to hold on to them long term. You haven't picked it up just to make a quick profit. You've picked it up because you really like the look of it, and therefore you're happy to hold on to it for a longer period of time. I also picked up this one. Now this is a Gem Mint 10. This is actually from Ace grading, and there is quite a large thing going on at the moment with Ace grading. They actually got broken into. I didn't even realize that this company is actually based in the UK. I just assumed that all grading companies were in the US because it started off in the US. But this is actually owned by, is it Randolph? Is that his name? He's quite a famous YouTuber that does Pokemon card unboxings and things like that. And he actually got broken into. I probably will leave a link to that video in today's video description if you're interested to catch up. But yeah, I only found that out after I actually picked up this card a few weeks ago. But this is Mewtwo, again, from the 151 collection, the 2023. And I picked it up because I really, really like the artwork. I saw this card for the first time in the album that I just showed you, and I had to go out and grab a graded version of that card. So this is a Japanese one. But yeah, really, really like the artwork on there. So that is the second one that I picked up. The third one is a Pikachu. For those of you who've been watching my channel for any length of time, you'll know that Pikachu is my favourite character. He's one of the main characters. He's one of the OGs. And the reason I picked up this card is because this is one of the very first cards that Pikachu ever appeared on. And that is because it is actually in 1996. Now, for those of you that have been looking into collecting Pokemon cards, you'll know that they didn't actually come out in the UK till 1999. So 3 years after they first came out in Japan. So this is a Mint 9.5, and this is graded by CGC. So this is really cool to have a Pikachu on one of the very first cards that he was ever released on. It used to actually be called Pocket Monsters. So that's a really cool piece of history and a very cool card to add to my collection. So you can see we've got 3 there, and we've actually got a 4th one which arrived today in this box. This has come all the way from the US. I actually bought it directly from PSA's eBay store. I didn't even realize that PSA, the grading company, actually have their own store on eBay, and that is where I picked this up from. So it arrived fairly quickly, like I said, all the way from the US. But let's get straight into it. Now this is a card that I've had my eye on for a long time now. This is the final piece of the puzzle, I believe, for my collection. And it's something that I kept putting off pulling the trigger on getting, because it does contain quite a large premium. But I decided to treat myself. I decided to buy myself an early Christmas present. And I do think that this could potentially go up long term. Again, don't take any financial advice from my channel ever. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm learning myself as I go along this journey. Wow, this is packaged really, really nice. Look at that, huge box for such a small item inside. And you can see it's actually come directly, like I said, from PSA, which is the first time I've actually brought something directly from PSA. This is quite nice to have in the stack anyway. Got a little code on there as well for $25 off, which is cool. But yeah, this is the star of the show. And this is a very, very cool piece indeed. If you can see at the top there, it is from 1999, which means it's the very first collection, the base set of Pokemon cards. It is a first edition, it is a red cheeks, and it is also shadowless. Now what that means is it hasn't got a shadow like this one has. You see how this one's got a shadow down the side of the picture? This one hasn't got a shadow. So that makes this card very, very rare, very unique. I only got it in a near mint 7 because the price really jumps up once you go past the 7. Let's get it straight out of here so we can really appreciate it. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. Now it's got red cheeks. The releases after this all had yellow cheeks. So if you look on this one, you can see it's got yellow cheeks there. This one's got red cheeks. So that was the very first version of Pikachu when he first came out on a card. Like I said, you've got the shadowless there. That also shows that it's one of the very first releases. And you've also got the first edition logo down in the corner there. So those 3 things combined, the first edition logo, the red cheeks and the shadowless, all mean that this was one of the very first batches of Pokemon cards that was released. So extremely hard to get a hold of card in a condition that is well looked after, because back then grading wasn't a thing. So children used to pop them out of the packaging and stick them into albums or swap them at school. They didn't really think about looking after these cards. So it's very hard to get, especially these first edition red cheek ones, in good condition. Now this cost me in total, including shipping, import fees and all the rest of it, it cost me £264. So by far the most I've ever spent on one Pokemon card. This is a PSA 7, as you can see. And the next one up, so if you go to a PSA 8, it jumps up from around the £260 mark to around about £400. So you can see just by moving up by 1 grade, really increases the price. When you go to the PSA 9, which is the next one up again, you're looking at around £600, maybe £700 for this card. And then when you go to PSA 10, you are looking in around about the thousands, between £900 and £1,000 for this card. If you get all 3 features, the shadowless, the red cheeks and the first edition. So extremely expensive card, the higher you go up in the ranks. And I'm more than happy to have a rank number 7, a near mint 7, still an extremely good condition card. Absolutely incredible. And like I said, this really does complete my collection, my journey into picking up and investing and collecting Pokemon cards. This is a piece that I've wanted for such a long time now, because it really does date back, right back to the beginning of when Pokemon cards were first released here in the UK. So there we go. I hope you found this video interesting. I hope that gave you a little bit of an insight into other things that I put my money into, in hope that they're going to go up in the long-term future. Massive thank you again to Mitchy Stacker for sending me a Christmas card across and for inspiring me to film another video this side of Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing something a little bit different that's in my portfolio. And like I said in my last video, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. A massive thank you to everyone that's supported my channel throughout the whole of the year. And I'll see you all in 2025.